Back. This is Now with you all the way up until 8 o'clock. I am Lisa alongside Carrie. Good morning to you. And coming up on the line now, because it's International Women's Day, and as we promised, we're celebrating successful women, women empowering other women around the world. And I met this woman in Germany, not this time, not this visit, but a few years ago, maybe about 3 years ago, at an event that was being hosted by the Federal Republic of Germany for entrepreneurs from around the world. And I met Vicki Saunders, who is the founder of SheEO, as well as a serial entrepreneur. And we have the opportunity to have her online. Although she's from Canada, she's with us live via Skype from New York, very early in the morning. Good morning, Vicki.
Good morning. How are you?
I am quite okay, and I'm very happy that you're able to join us this so early in New York. Tell us a bit about the SheEO Foundation.
SheEO funds women entrepreneurs who have incredibly innovative businesses that are about creating a better world. Mm-hmm. And we do it in a really unique way. Women come together and they contribute capital into a pool. We pool all that money together and then we loan it out at 0% interest to these female entrepreneurs. And they get all of the hundreds of us who contributed money to also help them with connections, advice, building their networks, and being customers of their businesses.
Yeah.
And we started this in Canada 3 years ago.
Yeah.
And we have about 4,000 activators, women who contribute capital from 4 different countries, and we're spreading quite rapidly around the world.
Yeah. And Vicki, what motivated you to start this fund?
I've been an entrepreneur my whole life, and it's very difficult to get funding and support as a female entrepreneur. There's just a lot of barriers in our systems. So only 4% of venture capital goes to women. If you're a woman of color, it's 0.1%. These numbers haven't really changed, and we needed to rethink the models that we have out there. So we basically started over again. If you were going to start again, how would you do this? And crowdfunding is a really great way to do this.
Yeah. And how do you go about selecting? I'd imagine you would be inundated by now with requests. How do you go about selecting which projects that would get funded?
So we have criteria set up. So, it changes in each country, but in North America, for example, you have to have at least $50,000 in revenue already this year when you apply. So you're already out there in the marketplace with customers. You need to be majority women-owned and women-led, and then be able to answer this question of how you're creating a better world. Mm-hmm. Anyone who fits those criteria can apply, and then you go on, all of the women who contribute capital get one vote. So you make your contribution of capital, and then you go in and vote. And so we trust the intuition of hundreds of women to select the kinds of companies that they really care about. Mm-hmm. Because when they do that, then they're more likely to help if they care about those businesses. So instead of trusting this tiny sort of expert panel, we trust the intuition of hundreds of women. And it's working out very, very well so far.
And do you find that you've had applications from persons outside of North America, for example, maybe Africa, the Caribbean?
We do this country by country. So we're operational in Canada, the US, New Zealand, and Australia at the moment. We've had emails from all over the world from people saying, please bring this model to our country. So when we get enough women from a certain jurisdiction, for example, Trinidad and Tobago, if there were enough women there who wanted to do this, then we would come. Yeah. And you raise that money locally and fund local businesses, and then we connect you to the larger global network to help those businesses grow.
Mm-hmm. Well, I know we've been speaking since 2015 when we met in Germany, so you never know now how things might progress, because we have so many female entrepreneurs since that time emerging here in Trinidad and Tobago. So that's an offline conversation that we can have, Vicki. But in terms of successes, tell us a bit about your successes so far. Any standout entrepreneurs?
Yeah, so we funded 55 companies across the 4 countries. There's a woman who's created the Alinker, ALINKER.com. And if you go and Google that, she's redesigned the walker and the wheelchair for people who are losing mobility. You move this bike with your feet and it stabilizes you. It's just amazing, and it allows you to keep mobile for those who can still move but just need a bit of support. There's someone who's designed breathable food wrap. So all of our food wrap, when you have food left over, you wrap it with plastic wrap and the food starts to die because the air can't get in. She's designed this wrap that's breathable. And so if you wrap an avocado, for example, it stays green for 4 days. you wrap anything else, like putting the rind back on a lemon, it lasts for 12 days. So these are a couple of examples. We have someone who's created an app for people to live more independently when they start to lose an understanding of what are the steps to, for example, go and take public transportation. People on the autism spectrum are using this app. Just a really broad selection: food security, artificial intelligence, education, health and wellness, literally all kinds of things. It's really amazing to see the diversity.
Very inspiring, Vicki. Let's talk a bit about you now. What's next for you? Because I know you yourself, you inspire so many women around the world.
Yeah, I'm on a mission to get to 1 million women globally and $1 billion fund.
Yes.
These 0% interest loans are paid back over 5 years into the fund and then loaned out again. We have a 100% payback rate. And our goal is that we create this perpetual fund that will exist in your country for the next generation, so that your daughters and your daughters' daughters will be able to get funding for the great kinds of businesses that they have. This is the legacy we want to leave on the planet.
All success to you, Vicki. And if there's anyone who can do it, certainly it could be you. It would be you. And I want to say congratulations on the work that you've been doing so far. Thank you so much for getting up so early to join us here in Trinidad and Tobago. Vicki Saunders there. We're going to leave it there with you, Vicki, across in New York. And, of course, the CHEO Fund started in Canada. You see, Carrie, we have some powerful women across the world. Yeah.